Hello everybody, and before I get into today's video, please remember to like and subscribe. So, in today's video, we are going to cook 3 recipes from this bananas recipe book. For those of you who don't know, I've made a couple of recipes from this book, and some of them have been very interesting. Now, I did stick to sweet recipes, and that is continuing in this. But I hope you enjoy, and tell me if you would eat any of these. Some of them are pretty tame, and some of them are a little different. And you can definitely tell that there is a vintage take to how these were made. But enjoy! Okay, so we're going to start off with this quick party drink recipe. So it's a little bit like a peach sangria I made earlier in the year. Very similar kind of vibes. It's really nice actually, and the drink's pretty easy to put together. All you need is wine, some juices, and then banana pulp and some banana slices. So to make the banana pulp, you can have 1 or 2 methods. This recipe, I decided to use my blender, and so I put a banana into the blender and I just blended it until everything was smooth. Then I took my favorite Adelpracht late harvest wine, because this is the perfect wine for me. Then I took a can of ginger ale and I added about half of the can to the glass. Then I took some orange juice. I couldn't find apricot juice, so I just stuck with orange juice. And then I added in some sugar, which is overkill for this recipe. And then I added in my banana pulp. And then you add in some banana slices, and it's just for decor purposes. This drink is really tasty. It's super yummy. I like the banana flavor with the wine, but it does get a little awkward at the end to drink, not gonna lie, because the banana pulp sits at the bottom and then you got to figure out what you want to do with that. Banana recipe 2 is a pancake recipe. I'll be honest, these pancakes were really good, but I've never had banana incorporated into pancake batter this way. And you are going to see when we cook them that this is definitely a recipe from the 80s. So the recipe for this is also quite simple. So for the banana pulp, I just mushed some bananas with a fork. Then in a bowl, I put my flour, some salt, my baking powder, baking soda, some sugar, then to the banana pulp I added my milk, my eggs, and then some canola oil. I lightly combined the wet ingredients and then poured everything into the dry ingredients and mixed everything together, making sure that I got rid of any flour pockets and tried to get the batter as smooth as possible. I did give up a little bit with making the batter completely smooth because the banana pulp was just so thick and had so much texture. I knew I wasn't going to get the batter completely smooth. Now for the bit where I can genuinely prove to you that this is absolutely a 1980s recipe. You basically kind of deep fry these pancakes. You have to put enough oil in the bottom of the pan so that you can lay the batter in, and it sort of cooks it in a deep fried method. Now this is completely an 80s method, and they basically coated all their food in oil. I will say it was a little bit annoying to have to keep refilling the pan, but the pancakes did cook relatively easily. The pancakes were really good. They did taste a little bit of oil, but I've never had bananas incorporated so nicely into pancakes before. It was really fresh and had a good banana flavor. Then banana recipe 3, this is going to be your basic banana cake. So this was a pretty easy recipe and I love that it was all in one. I did make my own icing, but otherwise the recipe itself is pretty straightforward. You basically just put all of the ingredients from the recipe in order into one bowl. So you add in your eggs, vanilla essence. Then instead of sour milk, I used Mars because they're pretty much the same thing anyway. Then I popped in my sugar. Then I added in the flour. Salt, baking powder and baking soda, there was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Some butter. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fun. And then the banana pulp, which I made in the blender this time. Then I mixed everything together using a hand mixer. The recipe is quite specific to do it on a medium speed for 2 minutes, and I reckon that's so that you don't knock any of the air out of the batter. Once everything was smooth, I added the batter to 2 cake pans. I popped them in the oven at 180 for about 30 to 35 minutes. For this, I decided that I was going to ice it with some jam and just some buttercream icing, and it's delicious. I absolutely thought this cake was yummy. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that little trot down memory lane, 1980s lane. If you want me to try any of these savory recipes in this book, leave a like and I will consider some of the more alternative recipes and maybe we can see what we can do. Anyways, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Hop on over.